So as of lately, I feel like I've gotten down my flow on YouTube in terms of my talking head shots and just my setup in my office. I work out of a really small home office. This room is about 11 to 12 square meters. I have like 3 filming angles: this side angle, this head-on view, and a top-down view for gear breakdowns. I just want to make a quick video talking about how I light and shoot all 3 of these setups. Okay, so first, this side angle shot. What I'm using to film this and what I use to film almost everything is my Sony FX3, and this is actually paired with the Sony 24mm G Master 1.4 lens. I love this wide angle lens. It's a lot more versatile in my opinion than the 35mm G Master lens, and I use this lens a lot for social content, but for my talking head shots, I like how the 24mm makes the room feel a little bit larger just because it's a wider angle lens, and the 1.4 aperture allows for really strong separation and depth of field. Having a shallow depth of field really allows me to isolate myself in these talking head shots, and it gives it a bit more level of professionalism and just makes it look a little bit more pleasing than say like an f2.8 or an f4 or anything above that. I've got that 24mm paired with the Freewell magnetic VND system. That's just a variable ND filter that's really easy to use, and I use it for everything. And this is all sitting on the Edelkrone Tripod X. I'll speak more on that in a second. In terms of lighting, this side angle shot is motivated by my monitor, and I've got my monitor, the ProDisplay XDR, set at 100% brightness. It's a really large monitor. It's 32 inches, but I have it at 100% on a white screen or a white Chrome page. And I just use that to fill myself in with a diffused light. I also have the Aperture 300 D2 with the 3120 light box. And the 3120 light box is particularly interesting and something that I highly recommend for smaller spaces because of its shape. It's basically a long rectangular shape. This allows the light to be really concentrated on myself and not spill everywhere else in my office. This paired with a grid along with the shallow depth of field is what allows for me to really isolate myself, and even though it's a really small office, you can get a really nice separation, and this is one of my favorite ways to film A-roll shots. In terms of additional light, the only other thing I have is this practical. This is just a Nesso lamp, and I use that just kind of like a little bit of warmth in the room. Sometimes I use a smaller Sweetie S45 RGB light just in the background. Sometimes I change it to different colors to help give the room a bit more ambience. So yeah, this talking head angle is really simple and really minimal. I like to streamline things and minimize the amount of barriers it takes to set up these talking head shots. And by just having one key light, basically, with my monitor, and then just having the camera set up and ready to go, it just makes everything super easy and quick to begin recording. When it comes to filmmaking, one of the most underrated tools is a proper tripod. A great tripod makes a huge difference, not just for stability, but for flexibility in tight spaces and for precise camera movement. This is the Edelkrone Tripod X, and it's been a game changer in my workflow. Unlike traditional tripods, this motorized tripod is designed for quick and efficient adjustments. One of the standout features of the Tripod X is its self-leveling capability, which automatically adjusts to uneven surfaces. This makes setting up shots super easy and eliminates the need for constant manual adjustments. Whether you're doing smooth motion shots or locked off talking head videos, it gives you that extra stability you need. Honestly, it's one of those tools that just works. No fighting with locking mechanisms, no struggling to level it. It's auto leveling. It's designed to get out of your way so you can just focus on creating. It's got a rechargeable battery, and it's honestly not that heavy for what it is. I honestly used to spend a lot of time leveling my shots every time when I was doing these talking head videos, and I felt like I was just never able to get it perfect no matter how much time I spent. If you're looking for a tripod that actually makes your workflow easier, check out the Edelkrone Tripod X. I'll have a link in the description below. Thank you, Edelkrone, for sponsoring this video. The second angle I have in my office is this head-on view, and I think I like this one a little bit more in the side view. It just depends on my mood. Sometimes I want to switch it up or just give it a little bit of variety between the 2 angles. Which angle I choose just depends on my mood and whether or not I have it already set up, but having 2 different talking head shots just keeps things interesting and gives me a little bit of variation. For both of my talking head shots, I use the same exact audio, and that's the Shure SM7B with the movable Rode arm that's just clamped to my desk. This allows for easy movement and easy repositioning, and because my room isn't treated for sound, having this sort of condenser mic is better than having a shotgun mic or any other audio setup that I've tried. This is super easy to record and sync later. I just have this connected via XLR through my cloud lifter into a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 that's then plugged into my MacBook, where I use GarageBand to record everything and export in high quality WAV files, which I then bring into Premiere Pro and sync up everything later. I actually touched on how I edit and fine tune and make my voiceovers and this talking head audio sound even better in my previous video on sound effects and sound design. Go ahead and check that out. In terms of lighting, I just have moved my Aperture 300D to the right here, or to the camera's left, just repositioned it so that's the same direction as my computer here that's on my desk, and I just still have this practical, and that's it. This again, paired with a 24mm at 1.4, allows for a real separation between me and my background. Because it's such a small space, you want to create as much depth as possible. So having this key light really focused in on me with this grid and having everything else kind of like darker allows for this real isolation. And it's just one of the easiest ways to set up everything in a small room and get to recording very quickly. Just some additional things, I record everything in Sony S-Log3 and I just apply my own personal LUTs available in my store. I just have those in Davinci Resolve, color graded, and then I just bring that back to Premiere Pro and I edit everything in Premiere Pro. The other angle that I film in this room is my top-down shot. I just have a really cheap C-stand I got from Amazon. It's pretty heavy, it's about $100. And to it, I have a Joby GorillaPod head that I've attached that allows for quick release, and it just is easy to set up everything. Just pop in your camera. And for lighting, I just have, again, the Aperture 300D with the light dome. And that's just a large diffused dome that allows for more light to kind of just fill in the top of my table here and not really focus in on anything particular, remove most of the shadows. It just allows for a pretty pleasing light, and it's really easy to set up. So yeah, the two key takeaways for filming in small spaces is A, having a very concentrated light source, in this case, the 3120 light box from Aperture. It's so underrated. This rectangular shape with the grid is a great way to isolate your subject in tight spaces. That, coupled again with a 24mm 1.4 shallow depth of field, really allows myself to isolate in these A-roll situations. And for tight spaces, especially in this setup, as you can tell, like these shelves are pretty close to me. Everything is really confined. I'm not able to like step forward and get really close to the camera to create the depth of field. By doing this through lighting and through my lens choice, these are just some key takeaways to do this in really tight spaces. If you have any questions on any of this gear or this setup in particular, feel free to leave it in the comments below. If you want to check out my LUTs or my sound effects, feel free to check out my store. I'll also link that below. And if you've made it to the end of the video, perhaps leave something like, I don't know, let's do Merlin for this video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.